3, 2, 1, showtime.
Good afternoon and greetings to you all, to all the listeners and viewers out there on the Primal 4K app, Fit FM 96.7, Facebook, YouTube. I want to welcome you all to Primal Sports Center. I'm your host, Dale, and alongside me,
I'm Kane the Shrub Watson, and you know what time it is? Time for Primal Sports Decks, and you know, that's how we do. We talk about sports, and I mean, you never short on sports to talk about. People might not know how much things going on, but there's always something going on in some neck of the woods, whether it's football, cricket, women's cricket. Because to me, I watch innings earlier in the week, and trust me, it was my highlight of the week from hailing matches with a 132 knock off 64. But before we get into that, they'll tell us about the lineup for the show this week.
Yeah, so this week we'll have an update with Jamaican race car driver Senna Summerbell, doing great things over there in Canada at the Formula One Prototype Challenge Series. So he'll join us maybe at about 5 minutes to the hour. Yeah. And also we'll have one of our hosts, one of Primal, I should say DJs, decide to step out in the world of sports. Yeah. You know, he's going to tell us about his accomplishment in the triathlon that he completed, maybe it was a week or two ago. Yeah, so he'll join us in just about 10 minutes to tell us about that exciting venture, the triathlon. Now, Kane, you know, I hear you say it was an exciting week, and we have a lot of sports to talk about and discuss. Let us kick off the week with this show with football.
Yeah, I mean, you know, football is heating up in Europe, not only in the respective leagues, but Champions League play this week. And even so, we have International Football Week next week coming up. And we see where the Reggae Boys will have two matches next week, October 12th and the 15th. 12th, I think, is Wednesday. And we know the 15th is next week, Sunday. So we'll highlight next week after the first match. We play Grenada. And then after we play Haiti, two CONCACAF Nations League matches coming up. And I'm a bit surprised at the squad that Coach Grimmy picked. A good squad, but one noticeable omission.
Yes.
One of the crowd favorites, one of the upcoming stars. Because even when you go to the Reggae Boys match.
Our local star.
Yeah, if you go to the match and people are shout, that's the name of people say. Calling him on, calling for him. So to not see him in the squad, I mean, you can imagine if those matches were to be played in Jamaica, how the crowd would treat that.
I don't think you'd have a crowd, really.
Yeah,
because,
yeah.
Trust
so
me,
I think that, I don't know, I'm not so sure why that is the case.
Yeah.
I'm not hearing anything of any injury or, I mean, I just find it shock.
Yeah,
and this is a chance to build him up. I mean, score goals, Grenada and Haiti. Get him out there, and he's one for the future, and he's doing good things now. So
a young baller, which I think
and the people don't know who we're talking about, Dujan Richards.
Richards was not included in this for the upcoming Nation League matches against Haiti. No, for me, well, a lot of people we have rumors out there, but we all know what's up already. You know, it's an constant political battle. When it comes down to football in Jamaica, you know, one team in terms of you could say one organization. Cause you can have what's his name again? Our guy from Mona.
Craig Butler.
Yeah, Craig Phoenix Academy. You know, there's always an ongoing issue with Phoenix and JFF. You know,
I think that's an underlying factor.
I don't think so. I think there's always something political happening within the football itself. It's distasteful.
And I don't think he needs rest. Why he's not playing?
There's no reason for Dujan to not be included into the
even
squad.
If Mikel Antonio is back in the squad, which he's back in the squad based on the names that came out. But there's even so, put in another Cephas, put in Mario Williams.
To me, this is our Jamaican star.
Yeah.
For me, that's how I view it.
Local star.
Yeah, man. This is our. You know, we have a lot of foreigners playing for Jamaica, but this is my local star. So I want to see Dujan Whisper every single time out there represent, and he's young. Give him some the opportunity to build. You know, to build and gel. You know, improve and get some more goals and get himself more out there. You see other teams in the world having 15 or 16-year-olds representing them. Why is a problem for Dujan? And he's of quality. It's not as if we're asking because he's young. The man, Dusan have quality on the field.
And even so, this will help develop him.
That's my point.
And he's looking to improve in his career. He's off to Chelsea soon. And I mean, you only can get better. And the way you get better is time on the field.
Experience.
And you have to play. You have to play.
Without a
Not
doubt.
only practice, you have to play matches. And even so, with matches, as I said, like this, you build confidence. Out there against Grenada playing a full 90.
Score 3 goals, 2 goals. You know what I mean?
Even score 1 goal.
Yeah,
that's where it starts
of
from.
course.
1 will lead to 2, maybe. And then now with Haiti, a tougher match, you never can tell. But even so, he has quality.
I really, it didn't state that he was injured.
Yeah,
There's nothing there.
Not to say the persons that were named in the squad are not of good quality, but he's right there with them.
What for promote to own, Kane? What for promote to own? I don't care.
But Ronaldo Seafoss, although he's playing in Turkey now.
I know. No, man. When I say our own, I know we have local base. We have local developed ballers that's applying the trade in different parts of the world. I don't have no problem with them. They're still from Jamaica. They're still from the communities here within Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? Dujan is also one of them as well. And he's an upcoming one. He's more noticeable to everybody. He's the one that everybody go to the majority of the stadium will come to watch Dujan play.
Because in the stadium, you whisper, and you want him on the field.
That's my point. So I don't know what's happening, and this is not the first time we see a squad named and he's not included. It's not the first time. So anyway,
even so, as a youngster, what you showing him? Like when you do pick the squad, and he's he should work harder. Yes, probably, but even so, you don't know. He might be low on confidence.
There's an issue, though, Kane. If there's an issue, you have to say it. You can't just drop him and just don't give us a reason for dropping Dujan. We're going to criticize you. You have to tell us what's the reason. Is he injured? Is he misbehaving? If he's not following protocol, what's the reason? You have to give us a reason, else we're going to criticize you. And the man at the head what we're going to criticize is the coach.
Definitely.
He's the one who's...
And we already know the administration, we're already saying that that needs to change. So, even so, we're not going forward, not even the administration, but even with the players that we're picking. The players that we're picking should be players that should carry us forward. And he's one that even going to be the face of the team, and with World Cup qualifiers coming, and you have to incorporate all of that. So, what's the message you're telling us now?
That's exactly. Tyrick Magee, how old is Tyrick? Tyrick is about 22, 23 years old. One of the most creative midfielder that we have available to us at the moment. Why is he not included in a Jamaica setup? Is Tyrick Magee 28, 29? He's 22, 23 years old at the moment. One of the most. Why is Tyrick Magee as an creative midfielder not involved, not been named or given an opportunity?
I don't know. And we don't have any creative midfielders.
It don't make any sense to me. But
and I mean, you seem to have changes over the windows, bringing in players, and we're not shopping, I should say, or bringing in anybody that's of that nature that we need a creative. And it don't take a rocket scientist just to see that we need more
creativity in the middle of the park
to get more opportunity to that goal.
We need that time. We need that type of player. And as you said a couple of weeks ago, Ravel is out because of he's not. They're saying he's not playing international. He's not playing club football. He's not playing football. Period. So he's out. But I know that's not the real reason. We all know the real reason. You know, maybe he's not gelling with teammates and whatever the case is. But you have a youngster now, even much younger. Got that youth is talented. That youth is talented.
So
what's the reason? And we're lacking in the middle.
I don't understand.
I'm wondering if, as I know, Froggy always allude to the fact that boy, this man is like he's just pure international or whatever ball name ball you call it, right?
Yeah, but we speak of name and the crowd are calling for him, so I don't know why.
All right,
we'll get back to that later on.
Yeah, man. Let us welcome one of Primal's host DJ. You know, as him drum and put himself out in the sporting arena now, doing big things. Ironman. He completed a triathlon. So he's here to tell us about that experience. Welcome to Primal Sports Center, Professor X.
Thank you, and thanks for the listeners and viewers who join in. And of course, I've been watching you guys. I'm not really tuning in all the time, but I've been listening to you guys a lot. So yeah, thank you.
Big up, big up, big up. Yeah, so we dive straight into it. Ironman.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Swimsuit and cycle suit.
And and trust me, just reading it and picturing it, just boggling to know that it's strenuous. So I mean, over a period of time, I know you get better at it, but why? How you got into this venture of?
Well,
first of all, break down being an Ironman for the listeners out there.
I don't even know. I would call myself an endurance athlete. That's how I put it. You can give it various names, Ironman or whatever you want to call it. That's okay. Yeah. But it's just within me because since high school I used to play high school soccer. Wasn't really good at it, but I did. But so I realized since high school, and then when I joined the army, I realized that I have a lot of stamina when I was running, because a lot of times during PT training and stuff like that, I find myself doing much better than the other guys, and my level of endurance was up there constantly. So even like doing the tests, I realized I was always at the top. When I'm talking about this in the military now. But then I left the military and went to college, tried to join the soccer team. Didn't do good at it again, but I'm like, you know what, I'm going to continue my activities. So let's speed it up a little bit now to why I really got into this Ironman so-called endurance type of activity. 2017 come around, I was always active, always riding bicycles, always exercising, trying to stay. I do eat good. That I must say, diet is a very important thing, and I'm gonna get into the diet part at some point too. But in 2017, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. Yeah. So that now gave me a serious wake-up call. So when I was diagnosed in my 40s, I'm like, hold on, this is serious. And I mean, most people know what this is the first time I'm really seeing on the ear about the prostate situation. Most of you know me, never heard me mention it before. So when that came around, I realized that I'm gonna have to make some life-changing decisions. Straighten up my diet, increase my activities, stuff like that. So I pick up, I decided to get into the cycling more, and started running even more. So that's actually how it started. And it takes a really determined person to really do what I do, because it's not easy. I'm telling you, I may make it seem easy. Running 26 miles or rather than 100 miles is not easy by any stretch of the imagination, okay?
Yeah, trust me. To even run 3 miles sometimes is a task.
Yeah. You have to condition. Basically, you have to condition your body. You have to condition your body, and you have to eat right. And when I say eat right, like I'm not a young lad anymore. So what I have to do, what I have to do now is focus on the stuff that most coaches don't really talk about, the nutritional part of an athlete's diet. Because most athletes are teenagers. So the coach know that they have youthful exuberance on their side. They can go eat some burgers and whatever and still run 100 meters, and it's no big deal. But when you start get up in your 30s and your 40s, you can't eat like that. Because what happens is you start to feel sluggish. Especially you go the next day, you start to feel sluggish. So I started to do some research, because my background is biology. That's what I went to college for. So I started to do some research and see what's good for an athlete, especially when you start to get up in age. So I realized that the mitochondria is the engine, like a car is an engine. So the mitochondria is the engine of a cell, and you need to figure out what food do you need to give the mitochondria, for it to push your body. Because what happens is, you need energy. What gives you energy? Oxygen, the blood, the red blood cells and all that stuff that brings in oxygen to the body. So you need to feed that. So I have to figure out all these type of food that you need for the cells to work properly. So that's what I get. I'm not gonna get into the details of it. You can Google and do your research.
I just hold on. We have a lot of young listeners out there as well. A lot of them follow us, and they're young. But I heard you said something about eating burgers in your teens, but you still perform. I believe that you can perform even better if you eat better. Yes. So just give them like 3 or 4 of the types of food that you would recommend.
What entails in your diet? Yeah. Because you say eat healthy, give us like examples of stuff like that for the listeners to know that hey.
All right. Like for me personally, I focus on a smoothie type stuff. In my smoothie, I'll do almond, walnut, millet, oats. Avocado is good. Avocado is very good. For eating wise, brown rice, I'll do barley, kale, a lot of green leafy vegetables. Now for smoothie too, and for activities, I'll get into kiwi. You see, kiwi is one of the key ingredients, to give your cells, your mitochondria energy. It's one of the energy feeding food. The eerie looking food. I don't know if you see it in Jamaica a lot, but it's here all over the state. Okay, that's an energy. That's an energy-driven food. You got to get that in your diet. Like oil now.
Any CMOS in your diet?
Those are good too. Those are good too. But even though we tend to think that they're like aphrodisiac, but they're good. They're good. Avocado, as I mentioned before, mackerel, because it has a lot of the omega fatty acid in it. Mackerel and salmon, those type of fish, because I'm a pescatarian. I don't eat meat, I just eat fish, and vegetables. I lay off fish, I lay off eating meat maybe about 20 years or so ago. Coconut oil is good, olive oil, flaxseed oil, and as I mentioned, the green leafy vegetables, but the burger and olives, I don't mess with those things. So the athletes just need to focus mainly a lot on the green leafy vegetable. You do need starch. Don't get me wrong. Athlete needs starch because you need the carbs. You need a carb. But at times, like me personally, they recommend carbing up a week before you go on the marathon run. Okay. I can't carb up like that, like the way that I tried it, and it made me feel so sluggish. What I do, I focus on like potatoes, like the Jamaican sweet potato. I use that. I use the we call it now the typical carb that they're talking about, macaroni and all that stuff. I switched that out. I switched it out to potatoes, sweet potatoes. I bake those and I do them with fish various ways. So another thing. For you do need a lot of you don't want to get too dehydrated. So for hydration purpose, there's a lot of athletes, right? They'll do Gatorade, and even coaches too. When you look at each bench sidelines of each sports game, you see a bunch of Gatorades, right? Gatorades are good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna knock Gatorade, but for Jamaican athletes, especially in Jamaica, I would suggest coconut water. The coconut water, but we have a coconut water in abundance in Jamaica. Why use artificial Gatorade when, yes, they have electrolytes, but the coconut water has the natural electrolytes. And it's cheaper. It's cheaper to get the coconut water in Jamaica, and you get
probably not in that excess. It's probably cheaper to get the Gatorade than the coconut water
in Jamaica. In Jamaica, I would say overseas. I don't know about in Jamaica. I would assume that you would get. I would assume that you would get.
Probably get a jelly for $2.
Well, but how much for a Gatorade? Because even here, the Gatorades are expensive.
Not everyone about the same. I run about. But what I want you to tell us now. Tell us a little about the triathlon now. Get into like what it entails. Is it swimming, cycling, running?
No. I think what you guys probably miss. Okay, I didn't do a triathlon. It's just a coincidence that when I did the marathon, the following week was I joined a bike club, right? And my bike club, as once a year, twice per year, they do 100-mile ride to the Hamptons, tour of the Hamptons, and the Marina ride. I missed out on the Marina ride June 17 this year, because my friend Hopton was having his birthday party and I had to go to that. But lo and behold, they had canceled it that same day too because it was inclement weather. So I missed out on those. Now it so happened that the following ride was going to be right after the marathon. I actually wanted to give myself a 2-week break. I wasn't trying to prove anything to do a 26-mile followed up the next weekend, because really and truly, to be honest with you, I struggled on that ride. I did 120 miles a few years back, and it was much easier when I did it than doing 105. Yeah,
to drive 120 miles is rough. So I mean, I can imagine to cycle. I mean,
it felt much easier that time than doing it, because I did it back to back, so my legs were still recovering, because your cells take at least 2 weeks to recover, because they're damaged, when you do those strenuous exercise, we may feel pain, but internally what's going on, they're damaged. They
need repair.
Yeah.
And as you said, they need repair. With a healthy diet, the better it is to repair with a healthy diet.
Yes, and you have a better turnaround time too. With a healthy diet, you have a better turnaround time, and that helps a lot. Yeah.
So have you ever? You said you'd run 26 miles. So you'd run 26 miles, then cycle.
No.
After that.
No.
To do that,
it's the following week.
Following week.
Yes.
If you do that, you deserve a medal, a trophy.
No. You probably see me in a casket somewhere, right?
Yeah, God.
So was it like a competition? Is that like a competition, right?
They do have an Ironman. No, well, the marathon is a competition. Yes, yeah. I didn't enter to win that competition. Yeah. I entered for my own.
Yeah.
The miles at a time. The miles at a time.
Oh, I don't really and truly, I didn't get the official time, because I know I did it bad, because what happened is, if you read my script that I put on Facebook, that run I usually do it in about 3.5 hours. We had Ophelia the same day. I don't know if you know Ophelia, the storm that passed through. We had to run during the storm, facing strong headwind and rain constantly from start to finish was rain. So they don't cancel marathon for rain.
No, it was run.
So we had to go through that. So
it was 26 miles.
Yes, 26 miles.
So you completed that in around 3 hours. You said 3.5 hours.
No. I can't do it in 3 hours. That's Olympic speed.
Because I'm just trying to
can you imagine
wrap my head around.
Can you imagine running for 3 hours?
Wow. And I mean, one thing, you completed it, and I know that must be.
Of course,
that's most important, because
that's the most important thing to finish.
Yes, because they're not going to give you a medal. They're a finisher's medal, because the medals I have are finisher's medal. You're not going to get a medal unless you finish the race, because the person is waiting for you. The person who's handing out the medal, they're waiting for you at the finish line. They're not going to come meet you down the road and say, you made it halfway, here's a medal. No, it doesn't work that way.
and that in its sense is the accomplishment to start and finish marathon. And I know that's why most people enter marathons, because it gives you a task and it's lengthy and it's strenuous, and you complete it. And to complete it, I mean, it's self-rewarding.
Yeah, it's rewarding in the sense that I got almost emotional when I was running this one.
Yeah,
it was tough, but it was good. It felt good, But so I got emotional doing it.
Any plans of doing any marathon again soon?
The New York City Marathon is coming up, November 3rd. I'm iffy about it, but I may pause. I did 2 half marathons this year and 1 full. So the halves are 13.1 miles, and the full is 26.2 miles. So I did 2.5. 2 plus 1 full, and plus the cycling. So I may take a break, because that's four major victory on my part. I call those victories. That's four major accomplishment for me for this year. So 2023 is a good year. 2017 was a bad year. So,
yeah. Okay.
But I mean, it's progress, and I said it's definitely an accomplishment. So you might just take a break and then tackle again next year.
Yeah, I don't know. I may do that. You still get that bug sometimes. You
know, I feel like you're gonna run. I feel like you're gonna take it on.
You know what I'm telling you? In a couple of weeks,
you sound more like you kind of say, you know.
Yeah, I might just go on New York.
Couple days to go. You probably say, yo, remember just do this young man.
Actually, I said that earlier this year after I did the first one. After I did the New York, the half marathon, the first one in March 19. I said, you know what, I'm going to take a break. And then I end up doing 2 more.
Man, it can be an addiction, man.
It can. Yes.
Yeah, man, it can reach that level.
Yeah, but I mean, it's definitely something good. 26 miles and cycling over 100 miles. That's for the listeners out there.
You know what makes the cycling fun? Because I have a very good bike club and we ride in teams. So our teams are broken down into A plus riders, A riders, B plus riders, B riders, C all the way down to D. And those categories are based on the speed of which you ride. I ride at a speed of 20 to 21 miles per hour. Then you have the faster guys. The faster guys, they go like 23 plus. They're off the charts. Those are former competitive riders who used to be in competition. When they leave out, don't even try to keep up with them.
Let them go. Yeah.
We call them crazy.
Hurt yourself,
I'm comfortable at 20 to 21 miles per hour. I'm good. But on a level and going sometimes downgrade, we go up to 34 miles per hour. No, these bicycles are not normal bicycles, you know. They're not.
No. They're probably tuned for
like a pen, eh?
I've seen them before. I'm big on a couple. They're tuned for the road and for that specific requirement.
They're built for performance. They're built for speed. They're built for endurance.
And they're quite expensive.
Don't let me talk about
car money. Yeah, man.
They're carbon fiber. They're carbon fiber bikes. They're very expensive. Now, my wheel set, one of my wheel set, I have 2 of them. One of my wheel set will cost like $3,500 just for a wheel set. For one
I know people that cycle in Jamaica and they tell me the cost of their bikes and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, man. It's
car money, man. Car money.
It's car money. It is. Car money. The thing is, if you have that's why you don't see a lot of teenagers taking part in our sport. And I realize the reason for that is the expense. Because if one bike gonna cost you $15,000, average teenager is not gonna put up doesn't have that money to put up to that.
But even so, it's something good to practice. Cycling, it's not only grueling, but it helps
the health and
health, as I said, and develop all sorts of muscles and endurance. And cyclists are fit. Those professional cyclists that you said go, they're super fit.
Let me tell you something. I give more respect each and every time I go out and ride and see, especially when I see the ex competition rider, those guys who used to do competitive ride. Every time I go out and see them, I give them more respect because it's not easy. It's not. We make
and to the listeners out there, don't just take up. I'm saying to the listeners out there. Don't try this at home. You know the disclaimer, don't try this at home. You can't just take up yourself and say you're going to run 26 miles
no,
cycle over 100 miles.
No.
You have to build up over a period of time and when you can't just get up and just go cycle 100 miles or just go run 26 miles. One
thing I must say, when you start running, for the people who start running, make sure you're fully hydrated. Yeah, when you start running, you got to get your body in shape in terms of your nutrition, hydration. Your hydration is a must. You have to make sure that your body is fully hydrated. And it's not just for running. Any type of athletic event, the hydration is very, very good. And the soda pop and all that stuff. They don't just.
It takes a discipline. It takes discipline on and off the practice. Because you said while you're doing it, it's discipline, and even before you do it, you have to be disciplined enough where you have to eat right, train your body, and be in the right mindset. And
Oh, by the way, just in case I didn't mention, I've been cancer free for 6 years since 2017. I've been cancer free for 6 years now, so I'm good. Yeah.
I was about to ask about that, but I'm glad that you mentioned it. You know.
Yeah. No. And it's just because we're in a sport program now. Yeah. Because I put get a little bit more in depth into it because I have a lot to share on it, and at some other point I'll do that.
And most definitely, even if it's a sports program, I think it can benefit everybody, you know. And I was about to tell you as well that maybe next time we can get more in detail in terms of your fasting, and I know you had to fast as well, and the eating habits. So, but we can't get.
The fasting, not really, you know. Don't be careful with the fasting because you need the energy. So be careful with the fasting. But go ahead. I know you guys are pushing for time, but the fasting you have to be careful with that.
Yeah, man. But in terms of your eating and the whole thing,
yes, you have to get it right.
To get yourself back healthy.
Yes.
To the point. We would like to have that discussion another time. But you know, it's a short show today.
Yes,
but
yes.
I want to thank you for coming on and sharing your experience and telling us about even your own personal story, the battle with cancer and overcoming it. So congratulations again, and all the best for the rest of the year. I know you're going to enter.
Yeah, so we talked to you after the New York Marathon. So you said that's in November. So
for now I'm out. Yeah, I don't know yet.
We'll be watching.
All right, thank you, though, Professor.
Thank you, appreciate it, guys.
Yeah,
man, no problem.
All right.
Keep doing the good work, okay?
All right.
Yeah, man.
Big up.
Thanks.
All right, people. That's one of our host DJ and the Primal 4K.
Check it out. When I'm spinning DJ, we talk about the Ironman part, but the DJ part, a big DJ, wicked DJ. So yeah.
I wonder who's. We have a little shift in the lineup of the show today. Obviously, Froggy is now up instead of the controversial boss.
Yeah.
So
controversial boss will be a bit later.
Yes. So Froggy will take the stage now. Froggy, your time. Froggy in one.
Froggy in one. Greetings to all Fit FM listeners and my Primal 4K app listeners. So last week we touched on a point of the T20 cricket not being hosted or Jamaica not bidding for it. And I know you guys have your own TX on it and as to why. But for the first time I'll side with the government. I don't normally side with the government on certain things, but I'll side with them on this one because when you look at it on hindsight, it looks like we are losing, but when you look at the greater effect down the line, we're actually not going to be benefiting from it, to be honest. We tried it with the 2007 World Cup. We built this nice stadium in the eastern part of the country, the western side, and down by Trelawney, and right now it's basically a cattle farm. It's not being used that much. We renovated the Sabina Park complex. And since then, how many matches have we hosted in the Sabina Park for cricket? We hosted more entertainment shows rather than cricket itself.
Football matches.
But then when I did my research, I realized that with these venues that we have, we can't solely depend on the cricket to come because it's not coming. The West Indies are not performing. And for us to go ahead and say, okay, then we're going to host, we want to bid for the World Cup. This is we renovating the Sabina Park. Again, probably we have to go again and fix up the Trelawney Multipurpose Stadium again. And down the line, we might end up in the same situation where we don't get enough cricket to be playing. So we have to find ways to let these stadiums find ways to generate income and maintenance for themselves. We see where even the AT&T Center overseas in the US, where the Dallas Cowboys play, it is actually the naming rights of that stadium that was sold to AT&T. So the stadium itself can generate money. We here in Jamaica, we don't look at those aspects of it. Even with the national stadium, we can actually sell the naming rights, so that the stadium can get money, so we can actually have the stadium maintained a certain way. We fixing up a stadium for a tournament that may last just for a month. After that month, then what? We're back down to square one. We have to find a way to maintain it. So until we can find ways to maintain our complex without matches being played, we can't be hosting these things. So with these stadiums being used as entertainment purposes instead of cricket, this is their way of saying, hey, we need to find a way of making this place generate income so we can maintain it itself. Because without we hosting an entertainment show or a party, we have nothing. Sabina Park has 3 different segments or 3 different owners. Sabina Park Holdings, Kingston Cricket Club, and Jamaica Cricket Club. Most events kept on the field it's basically run by Kingston Cricket Club and the stands. Jamaica Cricket Club probably have control over one of the stands, and CPH, Sabina Park Holdings have control over another. So parking lot, the field, Kingston Cricket Club, they are the ones generating income. So we need to know that, hey, fine, we're not hosting the cricket, but at the end of the day, if it's going to cost the government money to rebuild these stadiums and renovate them, and at the end run, we're not getting back any income into these, it wouldn't make any sense for me. And that is my take.
Okay. All right, people.
Key point there.
I don't know if
Key
you
point.
agree with Froggy. With that take from Froggy, well, I surely don't agree. I surely don't agree.
Yeah. But even so, that comes down to the business of sports. And
I don't agree. But
so whether you break it down, business and sports, when it comes to Jamaica, don't really run well. So it comes down to marketing, comes down to what you use the structure for. So no matter what, it has to be run like a business, and that is not a big thing in Jamaica to the point where you benefiting from it. But even so, I think that a sporting arena should be used for sports.
Yeah. Well, true. Froggy said the government never blunder, because if we fix up the stadium, it won't have it can't maintain itself. That's what Froggy is really saying. That why spend all of this money? I can tell you, and then you made mention about West Indies not performing well, so no cricket will be played in the stadium. I'll tell you something. There's a lot of NFL teams out there that's lose 15 games for the past 15-1 for the past 4 years, and when you're looking at stadium, it's always full. So it's not about the sporting discipline itself. It's about making it into an event. Yeah. So if just like SDC cricket, you probably have 20,000 people watching it down by St. Elizabeth. Yeah. And it's not necessarily for the cricket, it's the whole atmosphere. But it's an event. The food, the music, it's an event. The pool, the dancing, pool section. So you have to make cricket into an event, and an overall event, not just a sporting event, an overall event. No, cricket is is maybe top 3 in the world in terms of viewership right now. Right? Yeah. You imagine the amount of people they can bring to the island of Jamaica.
Want to come to Jamaica.
That want to come to Jamaica.
Yeah. And from the subcontinent, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh. So you're exposing your country to a different culture. Just to come to Jamaica. Yeah. You're highlighting your country, you're showing your country on display to a different set of people. Yeah. They're not going to just come here just for the cricket after they come here the first time. A lot of people want to come to Jamaica. With families for years and for many years to come. So you had the opportunity, and let me tell you something about 2007 World Cup. That was 50 days, 50 over. That was 50 over. That's nowhere close to what T20 is generating now. 50 days, nobody don't sit down for the whole day. I've been to a T20 match in Florida. It's taking off. And trust me, I enjoy myself. It was an event. I've been to a T20 match, West Indies. So I'm saying, you said the cricket board, the Jamaica Cricket Board didn't blunder, or the government, whoever fault it is, right? But the boat blundered. Yeah. This was an Jamaica premier event, man. You have to keep it Jamaica. You have to bid for it. You have to bid for it. Yeah, and I don't want any excuse about maintenance of the facility. You find a way to maintain it. I don't have a problem with the party. Can't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with I don't really have a problem with party, but more parties keep than cricket. That's the point. And it's a cricket ground. More parties keep at Sabina Park than actual cricket. Did you know that there was a rule in government for government workers back in the days? This was from 1970. That the cricket was so big at that time that they allowed government workers to take time off to go and watch West Indies play. They probably did it in Barbados. You didn't know that, right? Yeah. And that rule still exists today. Yeah. People don't know about it. So when you come from, you did that in the 70s, man. No, man, but cricket was a big thing. Yeah. Cricket was a big thing. It was a big thing, but it was promoted as well, as Kane said, the marketing part of it. It's not just about winning, Froggy. It's not about winning. It's not about winning. You have to, if you're losing, you have to still find a way to make people come and watch you. Yeah. I'll go to a cricket match. You go to a cricket match already. We're losing. That was an event. That was an event. On the mount.
a matter of fact, we didn't see much cricket play.
Yeah.
But that's not cricket. That's not cricket.
No,
It was an event.
So what? So what?
We enjoy the
that
cricket
what I-
too, man. Yeah, man.
When you-
Curry
Buffalo-
goat.
when
So
you
you're
get-
into the curry goat more than the cricket.
Yeah, when you go to Buffalo to watch
Yeah.
the NFL match and them a lose all of them, and can you imagine? You ever notice outside of the stadium how many people come from all parts?
Yeah.
In the state just to camp out on that Sunday. You know?
Yeah.
It's a gathering.
It's an event.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
man.
what Sabina Park has done, they've replaced the cricket part with the party, and the same thing goes on. It's the mound. It's the same thing.
No, it's not the same.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
It's not the
I
same.
don't think
But
that-
if you come to the next video, is it time? Is it
Yeah,
no
man. Time sports commentary.
Is it no time for
Hey,
sports commentary?
listen. So the other day I was coming to work and I dressed in my usual manner, straight jeans. And I had on my beeswax Clarks. And a little youth come up to me and say, where you get that new Clarks there from, Daddy? Yeah, man, that color bad in a party. Yeah, regular thing. Jamaican have a love affair with Clarks. The other day I say the Prime Minister was running a campaign for election. And he was bold to present his brand new green Clarks. So Clarks is something in Jamaican culture. I've been doing some studies on Clarks and all that. But this week was a funny week, because a couple, maybe last week, a little kid wore a Clarks to school. And, he got the suede soft and the toothbrush and clean out. And somebody stepped on the Clarks. And the kid beat the other kid, 2 or 3 years younger than him, to a point of beating the man to a pulp. It became a big issue in Jamaica, and I'm saying, yo, Jamaican, we love the Clarks more than we love our fellow man. You know what I mean? And it was really terrible how the extent to which big news in Jamaica. But Ken touched on something earlier on, which is that World Cup cricket is going on. I watched some World Cup cricket 2 nights ago. I watched the opening. There was an empty stadium for the
To be
opening.
specific.
There was India was not playing. 2 smaller teams were playing, and nobody turned up for the opening ceremony. There was no real opening ceremony for the first match. But then last night again I watched it, and Pakistan was playing against Netherlands. And yes, it was exciting. It was interesting. Slugfest is not really what you are meeting cricket is. It's like baseball. You're just swinging and swinging. There's swing fest. But it was still interesting. But then I want to talk about women's cricket. So there was an interesting one chase 2 or 3 nights ago that the West Indies was playing against, I think it was Australia. And this girl, the captain of the team, hit 100. And then all of a sudden, everybody's sending me things now that her name is Hayley Matthews. Is Hayley Matthews the Brian Lara of women's cricket? You know what I mean? I think we need to get a grip. It was a good achievement. But the other day, a triple jumper, a youth was entering the Olympics for the first time. And I hear them say, is youth the Usain Bolt of this one? So I think journalists are always in a hurry to hug up the next thing. But sometimes we're reaching way too far. Hayley Matthews look like the goods, she will probably make another century or 2. But I think that we're over-sensationalizing the thing. Sometimes we're reaching for the next thing. We're reaching for the next thing all the time. But not so with football. In football, Jamaica have the next thing. We have a youth whose name is Dujon Whisper Richards. And trust me, this youth scored like 7 goals in a one-man cup game. He's a one-man goal factory in a country that's not producing goals. Jamaica is a country that can't find a forward to hit in a few balls into the goal. We bring man from England and they still have the same problem. And we have a youth who is probably 18 years old by now. He's 18 years this week. He's 17 plus. And our coach from Norway, Iceland. He's keeping the man out of every game for every excuse. The other day, put him on the side and said, I was vindicated that the youth played well. You know what I mean? And I think we're missing the market because, why does this youth get this special attention to keep him out? What profits the coach to keep this man out of the game? So last night, I watch a lot of sports, Last night I watched in Barcelona, or 2 nights ago. I don't remember if it's last night or 2 nights. All the nights roll into one. But Barcelona was playing. And they trusted the forward position to a little youth who I was only seeing for the first time. The little youth name is Lamine Yamal. Moroccan father and
plays for Spain.
mother from some small country in the Far East, and he plays for Spain. And this youth has actually scored for Spain. He's the youngest ever goal scorer at 16 plus years. Spain trusts this youth to put him in the position where Spain have no shortage of forwards. And they put him in that position. This youth start for Barcelona the other day. Barcelona now, which can pick any player. Barcelona have one of the deepest benches in the world and can pick any amount of striker. And they put this kid to play in the front position. We in Jamaica keeping our greatest potential guy off the thing, talking about we blooding the youngster and we easing him in. You don't need no easing. No. The Spanish know more about football than us. They know more about football than Jamaicans. They know more football than Icelanders. and therefore they give the youth, allow the youth.
Yeah.
So I'm using this opportunity one more time, call out to Coach Grimy. Allow out the youth. Stop pressure the youth.
Lego the youth.
Stop fight. Lego the youth. Stop fight the youth. And I'm not going to I'm not going to whisper it. I'm going to shout it out. You need to get the youth a run. It's a shame to see that we're not going to play a rematch against Haiti. And we're holding down the youth. At this point, I have to say, we're holding down the youth for no proper reason. I'm very unhappy with it. Now, if you're not happy with your manager, you tend to run out and thing. Titans Athletic Club. All the man they're running out of Titans Athletic Club. Johan Blake running. What the other Blake name?
Akeem.
Running. New girl from Miami. Running.
One of the coaches
Mr. Freighter running. The people are running out like Mr. Leach in NCB. When Mr. Leach take over NCB, everybody running out. What is going on at Titans Club where everybody's running? I'm going to try and reach thing there. But one last thing I need to leave with you now. Now, Dale and Kane like to have their crab soup regularly. And the other day, they showed something on TV. There's a viral video going around of that crab market down in Tingle, where the lady in the middle of serving crab stopped to use one of the bucket as a bathroom, right? And I always wondered, why people always stop there for the crab. I always wonder what's in them buckets that these people are enjoying. But I have advice for you. The Ministry of Health has locked it down now. And so my two co-hosts at Primal, you might miss out on the odd crab soup for now. But what does that have to do with sports? Not much, but that's sports commentary. What say you?
We'll touch on that a little bit more. Yes. We have an update now from Senna Summerbell. He's over there. He should be in Canada still, right? Welcome, Senna. Welcome again.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Yes, Senna. Yes. Yeah, give us a quick update, because we hear that you're winning things down there. Have to keep it primal and people them know that you're active and doing things. So give us a rundown.
Yes, I mean, last weekend I got a call from a team in Canada. They said that they'd love me to come do a pretty much test weekend. No expectations. It was a race, but we were going to use it as a test event to see like my speed with a couple other drivers that they had. So there was about 5 drivers from our team, and we all went to the event. There was no expectations. It was honestly just to go and learn. However, the team, it was an amazing team. I've never jumped in a car and been so comfortable in my life, and we ended up winning. So they're very happy about that, and hopefully we'll see where I go from there.
Okay, so when is the next challenge?
We're not sure yet, because I mean, in Canada it's becoming winter now, so his team moves down to Florida for the winter. There's a couple of races in Florida which we may take part in. He wants me to, if we get some sponsors on board and do it properly. Maybe do some races in Florida. There also might be an opportunity in Europe in the next couple of months where maybe I'll be able to go and do a shootout. So there's a Formula 4 shootout, and if you win that, you get a Pro GT4 drive for like a year. So just looking at all the options right now, but hoping for the best. If all the stars align, maybe something could happen.
I want to tell you something. Now I want to see one of these races live. How can I get to view them?
Well, last weekend, like I said, it wasn't a massive race. It was more of like it was a Formula Regional Series, so it was the last race of the season. So it wasn't. I wouldn't say it was like I'm not sure if it was televised. You could have watched live timing the whole time. But when the season begins back in when the season properly begins, it'll definitely be televised. And the one in Europe, it probably won't. Like I said, Formula 4 is if you go in any Formula 4 series, it's hard to get televised. Like I think I've told it before. That's the reason why I haven't done it, because it's so hard to get sponsored for it. Because I mean, no one really watches it, and you're racing against the best drivers in the world. So it's tough. And but yeah, like I said, if I go and do the thing in Europe, I definitely will have to video the whole thing and keep everyone updated with live updates, and maybe get a camera in the car or something, maybe a live camera.
Man, just shoot the link on Primal page, man. Just shoot the link on Primal page.
Definitely.
So any races in Jamaica coming up soon or anything?
There's one in October, I would love to be there. There's actually, I think it might be next weekend.
Heroes Weekend.
Yeah, next Monday. I would love to be there. I messaged some of my sponsors to ask if they wanted to come on board. I haven't heard back from them, but I mean, if they say yes, I'll definitely fly down on Sunday and try to race the Monday,
Yeah, because Heroes Weekend is a big weekend at Dover, and I mean, we'd still want for series. I mean, I'm sure.
Yeah, let's make a deal. If you're in the race, Senna, we'll come down and watch it. We'll come down and cover it. So that'd be great.
Thank you. That would be great. Yeah, man. I know I get some good luck from you guys. I remember last time you were there, I think I did pretty well. So.
Yeah, man, that's absolutely.
Yeah. I think it was last year. Last year, Heroes Weekend too.
Last year,
Heroes Weekend.
Same time. All right, Senna. Thanks again for the update, and remember, shoot us the link anytime you have anything going on out there. All right.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, guys.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
man. Big up, Senna. Yeah, man. That was Senna Summerbell. And you follow race car driving, the name Summerbell is big.
He's a big race race fanatic.
Yeah, Lewis
I wonder what has happened to the we have the girl who Sarah. Yeah, I gather that she has she's competing in Europe, but I'm not getting much reports.
Yeah, we will probably get a link to her and get her on the show probably next week or so. But yeah, we have to keep it primal, and all these.
Before I get into, because we have a little topic that we need to settle.
Go ahead. In 5 minutes.
To the listeners and viewers out there, as well as the panel right here.
The panel right here, yeah. What's that topic? What's that topic there?
What's the main ingredients for sprinting? Is it genetics or is it training? That's just a question. We're not going to get into that now, but I want to know what you think the main ingredients is. In sprinting, is it genetics or is it training?
You mean genetics in terms of you're just born to run fast? Because some people are just naturally faster than some. Or is it training?
The question is,
because you're saying, can you train me to become a 9?
I like that question because the question is asking. We like to say we're a sprint factory. Are we a factory or are we a farm?
I think
we're just grown that we are.
No.
We're a farm.
You understand what I'm saying?
A factory is what developed.
A factory is something that's produced. But I believe that we're a farm.
It's just natural.
We're growing them out of the ground and we pick the fastest one.
All right. I need to move on to your topic real quick. But
we're all on this topic.
We're all plugged in.
All right. No, but we still want to get to your alley discussion. But I want to throw this out here, right? Merlin Ottey and Atterbolen maybe in the 90s went to Africa.
Yes.
And they said that they don't know the reason why Africans is not doing as well as the Caribbean sprinters because they have the same genetic makeup.
Okay.
So what is she pointing to? That is the main ingredient is what? Genetics. Based on her argument and Atterbolen argument.
True.
So if genetics is the main ingredient, how many people have this genetics on the planet? Let us look at it. She's mainly talking about black people. Yes. How many people in Africa? 1.4 billion. Yes.
I haven't counted. A lot of people. Yeah.
Let's say 300 billion in the States.
Yeah.
All right.
Not black people.
Let's give them the benefit of the doubt.
It's 60 million black people in the States. 60 million black people.
To the people who talk about athletics is difficult at this point in time.
Yes.
Let's give them the benefit.
Yes.
So 300 million and 100 million in the Caribbean, that's still less than 2 billion people on the earth that possesses this ingredient, the genetics. Hold on. How many people on the planet?
6 billion, 6 to 7 billion.
7.8
Yeah, it's 7
billion.
point. Yeah.
Call it 8 billion.
So what happened to
There are a
the
few
other-
who are traveling now, they're in the air. So it's about 7 billion.
therefore, track and field probably is not as global as we think, because
Who says
if
it's
it-
global?
Hold on.
Yeah.
As we think, yeah.
Yeah, so if you have 6 billion people out there that don't possess this gene, this genetic makeup to sprint fast,
Yeah.
so right away you exclude them.
Yeah.
Right, so right now the pool is just limited to 1.8 billion people that have the genetics.
So hold on.
Now let us compare that to a sport like, let us say, table tennis that we play. What's the main ingredient for table tennis?
There's just technique.
Learning the skill.
Yeah.
How many people on the planet have the capability of learning the skill?
Everybody.
But it shows, you know, it
So
shows,
my
you know.
point is,
Yeah.
table tennis is more difficult because
Not
of
only
the-
table tennis,
No,
lawn tennis,
One example. I'm just
lawn
giving you
tennis
one
as well,
example.
yeah.
So my example is, since 7 billion people on this earth have the potential to play this sport,
Yeah.
because it's a skill that you learn, like how you learn how to write with a pen.
Yeah.
That means in terms of competitiveness and everything is going to be difficult because of
You could be wrong. You could be very wrong. You want me to tell you why
Hold
you're
on,
wrong?
hold on.
Your argument is going down the wrong direction.
No. Let me
Your
finish.
argument is going down the
Let me
wrong.
finish.
Okay.
Let me finish.
I'll save you the
Let me
trouble.
finish.
Go ahead.
But we know that it's about 5.5 billion people alone play table tennis. We know that as a fact.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at Africa as a country, which that's where the genetics is, right? How many Africans do run?
Not many.
Most of them play football.
Yeah.
So right away, the pool has gotten even smaller. Because I can guarantee you, so there's not 1 million people in Africa that's trying to run.
Yeah, but why you feel Africans aspire to run track?
That's my point. I know they don't.
They don't.
But when
Very few people aspire to run. Track is more popular in Jamaica than any other country in the world per unit, you know.
That's my point. We're competing against less.
Yes.
That's my point.
But that's so.
That's
Yes,
the point.
yes.
We're competing against, and when you look in America,
Lumberjack,
at least-
lumberjacking is popular in Canada.
Yeah.
And nowhere else.
Yeah.
So they will produce the best lumberjack.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's
The,
all I'm
the
saying.
kayaking is popular among Eskimos and a few other locations like that.
So what I'm saying is that football and these sports, everybody can learn to play it because it's something that you have to develop.
Yeah.
It's a skill.
Technique.
It's not something that you're born
It's
with.
technical.
You
It's
understand?
technical.
you think Eskimos like football?
Everybody likes football.
It's popular, but there are places that don't like football. Indians don't like football.
I'm not
They
disputing.
like football.
Indians like football?
Yeah.
Peter, I'm not disputing.
Not as
that.
much as
prefer
cricket.
cricket.
They prefer cricket, but they like
I'm not
football.
disputing that fact, but I'm
Okay.
just saying potentially. The entire world potentially, once you're able to walk, you can learn to play these
So,
sports.
True.
That's
But
not-
what is
so
the
my
point
point
you're
for you,
making?
but
You have used
just
up
the
some
point.
valuable airtime.
Yeah, tell us-
on
tell
this
us-
wild theory of yours.
What are you saying?
tell us what
I'm
you
sure
say.
we all agree.
What I'm saying, what I'm saying is this.
Track and field is easier.
No, track and field must be the easiest thing on the planet. That's what I'm
As a
saying.
sport, easy sport.
It must be because less people is capable of doing it.
That doesn't make it easy though.
It's just sprinting.
That doesn't make it easy though, but it's the easiest.
All right.
That's my point.
Wait,
That's
yeah,
my
but
point.
hold on,
you're saying it's easy.
Which
It
is
is not
easier?
easy.
A 100 and 200 meter sprint or a 10K run?
I'm leaving it to sprint.
Yeah, but remember,
My discussion is in the sprint.
you're narrowing the thing down even more.
I
I know
don't
that
understand.
in
It's
Kenya,
tactical,
in
not-
Kenya, in
yeah.
Kenya and Ethiopia, there's a tradition of running long distances easily, even barefoot, and to them that's what running is. To us, running is sprinting, but to other people, so
many
if you ask a
African
Kenyan, he may tell you that they are the running factory,
Well,
undoubtedly.
okay.
Ethiopia, Kenya,
Yeah,
How many people live in Ethiopia?
a lot of people.
a lot more than
You
Jamaica.
don't tell me the population.
A
I
lot,
think it's about
100 million?
no, sir,
Not
not
so
that
much,
as
not
that.
so much.
So what are you talking about, Peter?
The point is that long
Because the
distance,
entire
there is
area of
nothing
football
more
and
natural
changing.
in the world than to run a distance. One of the most natural.
Oh, so you're talking about distance now.
Any distance.
No, I think you both are agreeing. It's just going down
Merely
a different
Ati
channel.
can tell me that
Yes.
it is genetics. That's what my argument was doing, is that
Merely.
the born with
So what they're trying to say? They're trying to say we are.
anybody can.
Oh, you're talking about your Facebook post. Not everybody knows your Facebook.
Okay,
post.
I think
so. You have to
and by the way,
state it.
as the manager of Primal Sports, I must apologize for Dale's Facebook posts, which are becoming a source of
controversy,
much annoyance to the followership. Yes.
They said no publicity is bad publicity. You know.
But in this case, I'm asking.
Guys, what I debate last week about our all-time. Let me give you my all-time real quick. I put Marlon at number 1 because of difficulty of the sport.
Marlon of China.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, please move on.
I put Novak Djokovic at number 2.
You believe Marlon greater than Novak?
Yes, I do.
Okay, please move on.
Because of the difficulty of the sport. It's on my top.
Please move on. Please move on. It's your list.
No, I will have to go with Michael Jordan at 3.
Good of you to put him in.
And then I'll put Maradona at 4.
Diego.
Yeah, Diego.
Above Pele.
Of course.
Above Messi.
Yes.
What is this list for? What is this
The
list?
greatest sportsman of all
Yeah,
time.
man. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So
Are you done yet? Are you
I'm
done?
finished.
Well,
Can you like to counter that?
definitely. Because for one, if you have a list of greatest sports athletes, you have to determine whether it's your performance on the pitch or what you do for the sport or how big you make the sport. Because for one, these athletes don't dominate their sport, you know, in terms of when you compare it to other athletes.
My brother.
Are we
asking you so you're true?
No, what I'm saying, what my list is, or what my list comprises of, the athletes that
Going.
break the sport globally.
So call the name.
Muhammad Ali.
Number 1.
Yeah, Mohammed as number 1.
Last week you got yourself in trouble over Ali, you know.
No, but I am saying that Muhammad Ali's greatness is more of what he did as a social activist. So in break barriers as a sportsman outside of the ring.
You realize Nelson Mandela used to box? So you will put Mandela in it?
No.
All right, so
But
move on.
what he did in and outside of the ring is
So Ali's
unrivaled.
number, please,
Ali's
we're
number
out of time.
1.
We're into other people's.
Pele number 2. Michael Jordan number 3.
Who's number 2?
Pele.
Pele.
Yeah.
It's a good, decent list.
Pele, I mean, football is the world
and who's
sport.
third?
Michael Jordan. Yeah, that's my top 3.
Sportsman
Greatest
of all
sportsmen out. But I have a next list now, which we'll dive into more next week, of performance in the arena.
I don't see
your
the
field. It must be different.
I don't see the difference. I don't see
One of the most dominant sportsmen of all time is Usain Bolt.
Oh, man.
Oh dear, I don't really. No, we're gone.
One
No,
of the
it's
most
fine.
dominant.
There's
There's nobody close, no contemporary,
It's
no
unfortunate.
second place.
We're going to have to get more.
yeah,
Peter,
so-
go ahead with your.
Well, it's a variation of what he did. I would have Jordan as number 1, based on what I've seen. Yes, and probably Pele 2 and Ali 3. So it's the same. It's the same thing, more or less.
Yeah.
Froggy?
I'm going to change mine. I put Jordan, Pele, and Michael Phelps.
Michael Phelps? Oh,
Is that swimming?
yeah, swimming. It's a sport, Pete. It's a sport.
Swimming counts as a sport?
It's a big sport.
All right, listen. Hey, we're going into other people's time. Who's next?
Yeah, but I don't know why we're about to cut it now, but anyway, yes. Yes, I'm
Show
people,
to the people.
Yes, so we want to thank Professor X for coming on today. You know, he went and do a marathon and also some cycling.
And Senna Summerbell.
And Senna Summerbell over there doing wonderful thing on the Prototype Canadian Challenge series
yeah.
as racing, car racing. Thank you for coming on. I'm your host, Dale.
And I'm Kane Schwab Watson.
They call me the controversy boss.
Yeah.
And One Prime. Guys, same place, same time next week. Thank you.
Peace.